Why is it that when the lights go out, our imagination turns on? Why do grown adults, people with careers, families, responsibilities, still feel a chill when they hear a ghost story? Why do we scroll through stories of monsters in the woods or conspiracies hidden in plain sight, even when they make us uncomfortable? Because tonight, we're not hunting ghosts, we're not chasing monsters, we're not exposing conspiracies. Tonight, we are asking a more unsettling question. Why do we keep looking for them? Welcome to Into the Unknown, where we will explore haunted history, real-life monsters, conspiracies, and the unexplained. This show isn't about convincing you what to believe. It's about the stories that refuse to disappear and the feelings they leave behind. Tonight's episode sets the tone for everything to come. This is why we're drawn to the darkness. Every culture on Earth, no matter how ancient or advanced, shares the same stories. Ghosts, monsters, warnings of unseen dangers. That's not coincidence. Long before cities, before electricity, before science, darkness meant danger. If you heard a sound in the night, you didn't ignore it. You imagined the worst. That fear kept us alive. But fear alone isn't the reason these stories survived. Curiosity is. Because instead of just running away, humans wondered what was out there. And that question never left us. Fear tells us to stop. Curiosity tells us to look closer. Fear makes your heart race. Curiosity makes you lean in. That's why horror movies exist. That's why haunted houses have lines around the block. That's why people explore abandoned places, knowing full well that they might regret it. Fear sharpens memory, curiosity feeds obsession. Together, they create stories that stick, and once the story sticks, it doesn't let go. Ghost stories aren't just about being scared. They're about what doesn't end cleanly. A ghost is a reminder that something was left unfinished, a life interrupted, a place that remembers. We fear ghosts because they challenge the idea that everything eventually fades away. They whisper a terrifying thought. What if some things never leave? What if places remember us, even when we're gone? Monsters change with time. Once they lived in caves, then forests, now remote roads and deep wilderness. Monsters often aren't mindless killers. They watch, they follow, they stay just out of sight. Because monsters represent the unknown edges of our world, and sometimes they represent parts of ourselves we don't want to face, civilization comforts us. The idea that something might still exist beyond it, that's unsettling. Conspiracies thrive when trust breaks down. When official explanations feel incomplete, people look for answers elsewhere. A conspiracy, even a dark one, offers structure. It suggests that there is a reason, a pattern, someone pulling strings. And oddly enough, that can feel safer than randomness, because chaos is terrifying. Believing someone knows the truth, even if they're hiding it, is easier than believing no one does. Technology changes, society evolves, but fear stays the same. Campfire stories became books, books became radio, radio became podcasts. We debunk more than ever, yet belief doesn't disappear. These stories survive because they speak to something human, the fear of death, the fear of being watched, the fear that reality isn't what it seems. Maybe the reason we chase ghosts, monsters, and conspiracies isn't because we want to believe. It's because too many stories refuse to be ignored. Because across history, across cultures, across generations, people keep seeing the same things, hearing the same warnings, feeling the same presence in the dark. These stories don't survive by accident. They reflect our fears, our doubts, our curiosity. But they also reflect something else, the possibility that not everything has been explained. And maybe the scariest thing about the darkness isn't what we imagine lives there, but the growing feeling that something really is looking back. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show and join us as we dive deeper into haunted history, real encounters, and the unexplained. Because once you start listening to the darkness, it listens back.